I'm standing in the middle of a farm in Colorado, and there's a bit of a food revolution going on here. Its leader, Kimbal Musk. Now, unless you're living under a rock, you probably have heard of his brother Elon. He wants to colonize Mars and upend industries from energy to transportation. Now, his brother Kimbal wants to have the same kind of influence, only he wants to change what winds up on your plate.
I was 25 years old and I sold a company for $300 million, and it changes your life in a way that well, okay, now I'm done. Okay, I've checked all the boxes, now what?
Kimbal Musk, along with his brother Elon, made a fortune during the heady days of the 1990s tech boom. 20 years later, both Musks are trying to solve the world's biggest problems.
I think food right now feels like 1995 in the internet days. The amount of innovation and excitement and enthusiasm is unbridled.
He calls it the kitchen community, a solution to food problems in poor neighborhoods across the country.
Nothing is bigger scale than food. I mean, every single human on the planet has to eat food. There has to be a way to scale it, and I just got to go figure it out.
It works like this. With his partner Hugo Matheson, Musk opens high-end restaurants called The Kitchen in urban areas, using suppliers that meet higher than average standards.
The fish we buy through, some of it comes through Deer Island, Maine, rather than just sort of clicking on a magazine or a catalogue.
How do other restaurants do business then?
I would say ours certainly isn't the cheapest and certainly isn't the easiest path, but at the end of the day, you go to bed feeling like you've done the right thing.
The next part of the solution, a percentage of the restaurant's profits go to local schools for programs called learning gardens that teach kids about healthy eating.
If the average child starts eating salad at 13, can we get them to eat it at 12? We're not trying to move mountains, with a 5-year-old, but if you start when they're 5 years old, you can make a change in their entire life.
Kimbal's master plan? Transform 100 communities in the next 50 years.
We'll get people eating in our restaurants food that is real food, that really nourishes them, nourishes the farmer, nourishes the planet, nourishes the community. The U.S., I believe, exports its culture around the world. So if we fix it in the U.S., then it will, by its very nature, just flow out to the rest of the world.
Musk's fascination with food started in South Africa, where he grew up cooking for family and friends. As a 12-year-old, did you ever mess up really badly in the kitchen?
Oh my God. There was a funny time we got obsessed with French fries, as every 12-year-old should get. And I cooked it with the oil too low in heat. Me and my friend were ill, literally, for like at least 24 hours.
But Musk's food revolution remained a childhood fantasy until a snow tubing accident in 2010 nearly took his life.
Broke my neck, paralyzed my left for, horizontal for 2 months, and lots of time to think about food and what I wanted to do. But it was the accident that basically was like, okay, now is your chance.
In the early days, it was really, there was just design and knife slinging in the kitchen. It was
Hopefully not like Kimbal.
No. Well, I call it gunslinging. Yeah, we were just cooking, and it was the early days of a business. It was probably like a startup in a garage or any small business starting out.
After opening 8 restaurants and 200 learning gardens together, the two are taking on their most ambitious project yet, in Memphis, the most obese city in America. As you expand into other markets that you're less familiar with, does failure ever enter into the equation?
Sure, I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs live with fear of failure every single day. There's never an assumption of success. Are we part of the movement? Are we leading the movement? Are we making change? That's interesting. And the failure happens if you can't do that.